Elon Musk is not backing down from Bob Iger and the Walt Disney Company. He recently claimed that Walt would be spinning in his grave faster than a drill bit after he lampooned Bob Iger during the New York Times' Deal Book Summit. Let's get into this here. But before we get to it, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos. Wrote this article up this morning. Elon Musk declares Walt Disney is turning in his grave faster than a drill bit with Bob Iger's handling of the company. This is over at thatparkplace.com. You should have this bookmarked if you don't already. But in a recent interview with Sandy Munro of Munro and Associates, Elon Musk lampooned Bob Iger and the Walt Disney Company, claiming that Walt Disney is, quote, turning in his grave faster than a drill bit with how the company is being run. After a discussion about Tesla's Cybertruck, Monroe brought up Musk's recent appearance at the New York Times' Deal Book Summit, where he called out the numerous advertisers that launched a blackmail campaign against X and specifically pointed to Bob Iger and the Walt Disney Company. Monroe said, "I'm not going to get all emotional and everything, but to me, I've watched that one clip that people have been putting out to me and putting up against forgotten their name, Disneyland or whatever. It's hilarious. He forgot Disney. At the end of the day, I will never take my grandchildren ever to that place ever." So Sandy Munro making it very clear he was not happy with what Bob Iger and the Walt Disney Company is doing and declaring that he will not be attending any of those Disney parks in the future. And then Musk replied, "Well, you have to wonder what would Walt Disney think of the company that is his namesake today. I think Walt Disney's turning in his grave faster than a drill bit." The two then go kind of on and discuss how America has fallen and is at the precipice, and it really needs to have some upright people like Musk turning the country around and standing up against the likes of Bob Iger and the leadership at the current leadership at the Walt Disney Company. So, as noted above, Musk called out the Walt Disney Company, specifically Bob Iger, after Iger's own appearance at the Dealbook Summit, where he attempted to explain why he had the Walt Disney Company stop advertising on X. This is what Iger said. By Elon Musk taking the position he took in quite a public manner, we just felt that the association with that position in Elon Musk and X was not necessarily a positive one, and we decided we would pull our advertising. We are now allowing entities at the company to use X as a platform to communicate. ABC News is a good example of that. ESPN, another. I don't think it really makes any sense to pull your advertising while still allowing your companies to operate on the platform if you're actually trying to take a moral stand, which Iger is implying that he is. I think he should remove all of the Walt Disney Company accounts from X if he truly means what he's saying. And I think the fact that he's not shows that he just doesn't care what he's actually saying. And it's all kind of a publicity stunt, a virtue signal. It's basically fake. He doesn't actually believe what he's saying. Musk would respond to Iger's comments as well as the other companies and executives who have decided to stop advertising on X, saying, "I hope they stop, don't advertise." When he was asked to elaborate, he said, "If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go F yourself. Go F yourself." Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience, that's how I feel. Don't advertise. So he made it abundantly clear what he thought of people like Bob Iger who were pulling advertising from X, indicating that they were trying to blackmail him and the company. This isn't the first time Musk has vocalized his criticism of the Walt Disney Company and Bob Iger's leadership. That this interview with Sandy Munro. Following the Deal Book Summit interview, Musk shared a graphic indicating that there was more anti-Semitic and anti-Israel views being posted on Instagram and TikTok compared to X. He questioned, so then why is Disney boycotting X yet spending millions on other platforms? Again, I think another piece of evidence that shows that Bob Iger is all a virtue signal. And I would wager that those companies kind of colluded together and there might be some legal implications. Seemingly, Bob Iger is getting in a lot of those troubles with the recent Reedy Creek Improvement District audit, indicating that there could be numerous criminal penalties forthwith. And then he also responded to this kind of fake meme about Disney losing 23 million subscribers after Musk just lampooned him at the Dealbook Summit. This is what Musk had to say here. He said this is fake, obviously referring to this meme that they lost 23 million subscribers. But Disney and others were buying advertising on this platform because it made financial sense for them to do so. So it wasn't some kind of charitable donation. In boycotting X, they will experience a meaningful decline in distribution, which is contrary to the interests of their shareholders. Again, showing poor leadership on Bob Iger's part that he's not doing his fiduciary duty. He also would declare Disney has a major content problem. Almost their entire upcoming slate is unwatchable. They are the world's biggest example of go woke, go broke. He was responding to a post from Scott Adams, who also shared a kind of Google Trends chart showing that cancel Disney Plus and cancel Hulu had a spike after the Deal Book Summit interview that Elon Musk gave. So people were indeed seemingly canceling Hulu and Disney Plus. As far as Musk being the only person to say Walt is spinning in his grave, he's not. We had former Disney designer and the son of the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs director David Han saying that his father and Walt would be turning in their graves. He was reacting to comments made by actress Rachel Zegler regarding the upcoming Snow White live action film. This is what he told The Telegraph. He says, "I mean, it's a whole different concept, and I just totally disagree with it. And I know my dad and Walt would also very much disagree with it. I think it's pathetic that people feel that way. These are art forms in the world of film." Today he's referring to the original animated movie. He would also criticize the company for going woke. He said, "I'm afraid of what they're going to do with the early films. Their thoughts are just so radical now. They changed the stories, they changed the thought processes of the characters. They just aren't the original stories anymore. They're making up new woke things, and I'm just not into any of that." He then said, "I find it quite frankly a bit insulting that they may have done with what they may have done with some of these classic films. There's no respect for what Disney did and what my dad did. I think Walt and he would be turning in their graves." So that is what Elon Musk had to say. That is what Mr. Hand had to say, and doesn't look like he's going to be stopping anytime soon criticizing the Walt Disney Company and Bob Iger. It looks like Iger has kind of awakened Elon Musk's fighting spirit, and he's going to take on Bob Iger, at least in the public space. We'll see if he makes any moves outside of the public space. We're already seeing a proxy battle heat up between Nelson Peltz and Bob Iger, as I talked about yesterday in a video. So we'll see if Elon Musk decides to get involved in that as well, or if he's already involved and we just don't know it yet. We'll see. But let me know what you guys make of what Elon Musk had to say here in the comments below.